Hello and welcome to the Nearpod platform. So I went to nearpod.com and it brought me to the main screen. If you have an account, you can go ahead and get logged into it. If you don't, you're going to go right here in the center where it says teachers and you're going to sign up for free. Or, like I said, if you have a login, you're going to log in. So I'm going to click login for me and I'm just going to log in real quick here. And it's going to bring me into my library. It always defaults to your library first, but I'm going to show you your navigation. On the main page, all of your folders that you've created will be listed at the top, or if you save a collection from the Nearpod library, it will save in a folder for you here as well. You can create folders, which we'll dive into a little bit later, right at the top. Below that, you're going to see all of your lessons. If you're brand new, obviously this will be empty and it will encourage you to create your first lesson. I've been using Nearpod since 2013, or 2015, whatever it was. So I've got lots of lessons in here to kind of see. On the left, you're going to see, and let me grab a pen so I can write here. On the left, you're going to see join a lesson. This is where your students might go to log into your lesson that you're giving. They don't have to log into Nearpod itself, but they do might need to put in a code. Or if you're doing the PD with teachers, this is where they can put in join lesson. Anytime that you've signed into Nearpod, this is where you'd go. Below that is my lessons. That's where I am right now. After that is the public library. You won't have that. That's for pioneers. We're going to talk about reports later. Subplans, just ignore that one for now because that's a premium feature and we're not going to get into that in this course. Below that, if your district has purchased, you're going to have a school library and a district library. And again, that is something that is a premium feature, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on that. But if it is something that your district has purchased and you want to dive into it, check that out. And what we are going to spend time on is right here where it says Nearpod Library. We're going to go into that one in just a moment. Everything below here are premium features, so we're not going to talk about those. And then at the bottom, you'll have the teacher resources. All right, so let's go into that Nearpod Library here. When we click on the Nearpod library, right at the top, you're going to see some information or some ideas for you. And these are things that are being featured by Nearpod. And they're usually current events, things that are happening in our world. Any month-long celebrations, you're going to see that information at the top. Below that, you have a whole other menu. And this menu often gets overlooked, but I think it's important to point out. First, you have the featured, which are ones, again, that they're kind of saying, here's ones that teachers are looking for right now. For example, right now, there is some space debris that is coming down. So they're saying, hey, here's a space debris lesson or two that you can use. Or here's something on National Space Day, and so on. Next to that are videos. These are video-only lessons, just like you're watching a video now, so it'd be packaged as just that. And you can sort them by subject, by grade, or even by publisher as you're going through and looking at those. Next to that one, you have activities. These are going to be all sorts of fun, draw it, time to climbs, matching pair activities that are already made for you that you can use with your students. Next to that one are already made packaged lessons. Again, some of these will be free, some of them will be paid, and it all depends on what level you are in Nearpod. If you're not sure which level you are, we can show you where to find that. And also, as you go through, if you open up a lesson, if there's a price on the bottom, you know that it's paid. So you can always see it that way as well. Next to lessons, you also have publisher. Now, Nearpod has partnered with a lot of publishers. So if your school uses a certain publisher, look through here, see if there's already lessons there. And then there's a ton of other ones of other companies that maybe you're not as familiar with that are going to be listed in here. I recommend that you pause this video and take a moment and click through these lessons to see what is out there and how these are organized. And we're going to dive into one in just a moment. Finally, you have premium collections. And again, you may not have access to these. It depends on what your district has purchased. All right, so I'm going to go back over to the left navigation. So we've talked about the featured through premium that you have in this menu, but you also have a menu down the side here. You can search by lessons, by video lessons, or just by activities. You can search by standards. You can go to your state. We're in New York, so I'm going to click New York standards. And then I could say I want New York ELA. and it's going to show me all of the lessons that are aligned to the New York State standards for ELA. If I take that one out and put in science, it's going to do the same thing for science. So lots of ways that you can navigate and look. You also can separate it by subject. So maybe you want to look at technology and computer science. Here are all the lessons that go through technology and computer science. While I'm here, I want to mention that Nearpod also has some lessons that help you out on how to use Collaborate boards, drawings, virtual field trips, open-ended questions, and polls as you're going through and learning how to the certain lessons. So know that those are embedded in here as well. You can also sort by grade. I taught sixth grade English, so I'm going to click sixth grade, and I'm going to see all of the different lessons that are really sixth grade focused. I can even narrow that focus more and say sixth grade English language arts, and I'm going to see all the lessons that are available in here, and it would go on and on. All right, so you saw how to navigate and you saw how to find. Please take a moment and either use the search menu at the top and search for something that you're doing in the next week, in the next month, in the next year, that you want to see if there's lessons on, to just start to navigate what's happening in here. We're going to spend more time on this platform, and we're going to dive into what a lesson is and how it looks in the next video. But I just want to give you a chance to pause here and explore.